Cadillac.
Over to Cadillac next. Okay. At what time do you want us to head over there?
No later than 12:15.
Okay. Let me call Carmen. She's going to record this on her end.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been having fun so far?
Can you hit record, please?
What's that? Or too crazy?
Yesterday was just crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a little too much, but no, I just took some of the top patrons, donors to Channel 56 on a tour.
I saw when you were Rich Homburg.
Right. So that was actually fun.
Yeah.
Because they're all wide-eyed. They want to know everything. I love that. I love it. And a couple of them really knew their stuff.
We're good to go, John. It is 12:01.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our coverage live from the floor of the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. I hope that you saw our webcast yesterday as well. We had quite a few interviews. We're going to do the same thing today, but a little bit differently. We're going to be roving the floor with this new live view technology that we've got. Any of you who watched our webcast in the LA show know what we're talking about here. And we've got quite a lineup of people that we've scheduled to interview, and you never know who we're going to run into as we walk along the floor. Before we get started, though, we've got to thank our sponsors who have made this all possible. First, we want to thank IAC for being our premier sponsor. It's a leading global supplier of vehicle interior components and systems, and you can always get more information at www.iacgroup.com. Our strong supporters include Bridgestone, as they say, Bridgestone, passion for excellence. Check them out at bridgestonetire.com, and Dow Automotive as well. Improving durability and design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesive at dowbetamate.com. And of course, that's where you can check it all out, dowbetamate.com. And Hyundai, think about it. As they say, think about it. And you can check out more of them at their website. But in this case, not quite what you might expect, but really showing the car that they've got here at the Detroit show, the Veloster. And you have to go to www.theveloster.com. And of course, we want to give a special thanks to Live UPAC, who's the supplier for making the technology possible that makes this webcast possible. And of course, we want to thank everybody. But enough ado about that. Let's talk to the first person that we've got here, Michael Martini from Bridgestone America. And Michael, great having you here to talk about the Detroit show.
It's always great to be at the Detroit show. It is home, we love being here, and it's kind of a cliche now, but what a year, a year makes such a difference. The energy here is just unbelievable.
No kidding. 2 years ago, as I said, it was all doom and gloom. It was like going to a funeral. Last year, everybody knew they sort of had made it through, but they were still sort of numb and shell-shocked. And this year, the vibe of the show is so much better. It's like going back to a great old auto show again.
It really is, and it was nice to see a nice uptick of 500 more journalists this year than last year. I mean, that's a great indication that people really view this show as the premier North American International Auto Show that it is.
Yeah, and I imagine that Bridgestone has more than its fair share of tires on a number of the cars here.
Yeah, we actually do. It's kind of funny. We actually do have a roving team of people that actually come and check out every single tire on the floor. So I don't have the exact stats, but typically we're about 1 in 5 cars you'll find our products on.
Oh my gosh.
Both the Bridgestone and the Firestone brand.
Talk a bit about the Chevrolet Sonic that's behind us here. It used to be known as the Aveo.
Right.
But
this is a really good example of what suppliers now have to do. This is a car that's, as you know, designed, developed with GM Daewoo in Korea, but it's going to be manufactured, in Korea. It's going to be in Europe, and it's going to be right here, just up the street.
In the United States, here in Michigan,
right. So what's so cool about it as a supplier is you have to have that kind of global footprint from a manufacturing standpoint. At least for us, we like to build where we sell, so in all those locations, that's what we hope to do. Although we don't have production facilities in Korea, right next door we do, both in China and in Taiwan and in Japan. So, that global footprint really helps a global supplier, you know, and the OEM keep their costs down, you know, and not, you know, have to take these tires and ship them all over the world, so they've already got 50,000 miles on them before they hit the ground.
And of course, these days, automakers are going with what they call global cars, where they take one platform, sell it all around the world. And a tire really has got to be engineered for the car, right? You just don't slap any old tire on there. When it comes to the braking, steering, ABS and whatnot, you've got to have a specifically engineered tire for that platform.
Yeah, people do, you're absolutely right, and people don't really understand, but we actually spend almost $1 million on every fitment that we have on this show, every different one, because they are absolutely tuned and designed for that car. Because as you know, when the vehicle structure gets all, you know, encased and they can't make changes, tires are the biggest tuning knob that the ride and handling people have to really get that final ride and handling feel that they're looking for. So we're up at it all the way to the end, doing unbelievable amounts of different prototypes. I've been on some programs that we've had, you know, 60, 70, 80 different prototype tires just for one vehicle fitment. And then if you got, you know, 15, 16, and 17-inch tires, so that's, you know, 70 different constructions times 3. So it's just amazing the effort that the tire industry, it's just not us for sure, but puts into it.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah, it's
60 to 70 different variations, and this is in the development process of the car, so the engineers can evaluate all, what is it, different compounds?
Yeah,
or
we're doing
what
compounds, constructions. You know, we'd like to try to hold it down to 20 to 30. That's kind of more normal.
Even that's a lot.
Even that's a lot. But, you know, as you know, the car is progressing through the development stage, and we're right there. They got to run them on something, you know. So, you know, we haven't gotten to a total paper car yet with paper tires.
So you can't simulate all this stuff, can you?
No, we do have simulation in place to do a lot of it, you know, and we simulate things like wear and noise and those things, so we get ahead of the game. But, you know, ride and handling is something, you know, that's kind of seat of the pants.
Seat of the pants, right.
It's really hard to know what that vehicle line executive wants or that ride handling engineer wants, you know, through the process. So it's fascinating.
And I can imagine too, you know, in Europe, all-season radials are not that common. You know, they just go with what we would call summer titles.
Exist.
Is that right?
They actually don't exist.
You're kidding.
Yeah, you either get summer tires or
snow tires
or winter tires. Right. There's really no all-season tires in the European market. That's why, even though we have these global cars, we'd like to use the same tire all around the world, but it's really hard to do that because there are some regional specifics, like here in the States. We're the only ones that use P-metric tires, little P in front of the sizing, you know, and then all season. So we're one of the few markets that use that. Really, it's a U.S. and Canadian thing. So it's
really so.
Yeah.
Just North America has all-season radials.
Yeah, just about.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I would have thought it would be more widespread than that.
Yeah, if you can talk them into that. Yeah. If we could do winter and summer, that would be fine with us.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, sell 2 sets of tires.
Right.
But I've always said, you know, if you're in the snow, nothing beats snow tires.
It's amazing. Anybody that's got a rear-wheel drive vehicle, if they don't put a set of Blizzaks on their car in the winter, at least where we live here in Michigan, I mean...
In the snow belt, not just Michigan.
Right, it's crazy. Even, you know, they've had a lot of snow in Nashville and in Atlanta. I mean, even those guys can, you know, because it's not only... tires, actually winter tires react real good even in colder temperatures. So once you get below like 45 degrees, winter tires do give you some real advantages from an overall ride handling and traction perspective, even on dry highways. So, you know, that's important as well. So it's not only the ice and snow, but it's also the temperature.
I can't believe the difference snow tires make in the snow and the cold weather. In fact, I've always said if I had a choice between all-wheel drive or snow tires in the winter, I'll take snow tires every day. I mean, the ultimate would be all-wheel drive plus 4 snows. But if I had to choose between them, I'd take the tires every time.
You're right. You know, we've got a winter driving school actually in Steamboat Springs. We actually have people go out and experience that because it's really good to have 4-wheel drive and all that stuff. But that only gets you going. You still have to stop, you know, and if you don't have the right, you know, coefficient of friction on ice, then you're not going to stop with all-season tires. You really need those winter products.
Well, Michael, thanks so much for sharing that information with us. I'm just blown away that you got to go through so many iterations of tires before the engineers say, okay, that's the one we want.
Right. If they'd never changed the vehicle during the development process, we probably wouldn't have to do that, but you know that's not going to happen.
Real good. Well, again, Michael, thanks so much for your time today.
It's
Great
to
seeing
be
you.
here. Take care.
Okay. Okay, folks, now we're going to walk along here and show you a little bit of the exhibit that's here.
For U-turn. Gonna take a U-turn around.
Yeah,
this,
just
and then end up at that Red Bull right there.
okay. Come on, I'll take you on a bit of a tour. What we're doing right now is what?
Ad spot number 1 now.
Oh yeah, before we go, let's do our first ad for this webcast. And we have to mention again that our premier sponsor is IAC, a leading global supplier of automotive interior solutions, the only global supplier with a singular focus on interiors. That's all they do. They should change the name of the company to Interiors R Us. Nah, I'm just joking. J.D. Power's initial quality survey shows that interior comfort is the second most important factor in what people use to determine buying a car. And IAC makes sure that their interiors are safer, more comfortable, and a convenient place for drivers and passengers. They've got their own eco-blend products made from recycled and natural materials. They've got an acoustical headliner, you know, the liner on the inside of the roof of the car that reduces unwanted noise. They've got a deep, clear, decorative trim that offers all kinds of options for designers for a customized interior. And then they have their Safe Tech technology, offers a turntable side impact module indoors that helps OEMs meet their safety targets while reducing weight and cost. And those are just a few of the examples of what IAC has to offer. Check it all out at iacgroup.com. Okay, let's go through the Chevrolet exhibit here. The big news at Chevy this year, of course, is number 1, the Volt that won the North American Car of the Year, and the replacement for the Aveo, or what some folks might have called the Aveo, now the Sonic. And what else? What else has Chevrolet got here? I think those are the big ones there. Today's show is not as jam-packed as yesterday's was. You know, all the car companies, with the exception of Volvo, had their press conference yesterday. So today it's a little bit more relaxed than what it had been. And here we go.
Hey, John,
it's Joel Ewanick.
Nice to see you.
Joel, great seeing you. We're webcast.
Thanks for coming over to Chevy.
Oh, you bet. Well, here we are with Car of the Year. You know, and that's got to be huge for you guys. You know,
it's pretty humbling. I got to tell you, the whole experience has been pretty exciting. You know, North American Car of the Year, Motor Trend Car of the Year, Automobile Car of the Year, Green Car of the Year. It's pretty nice. I mean, almost get a broom out, right?
You got a sweep there.
Yeah.
No kidding. In fact, I think the Volt has swept up every award just about there is this year.
Yeah, but it's a reflection of really great engineering. The folks out at Warren did a wonderful job of engineering what is, a lot of people say, like landing a man on the moon. They did it in a very short period of time. They created, I think, a whole nother category that's going to be with us for a long time. Maybe even one of the most significant cars ever in our industry. It's pretty cool.
No, I would agree with that. And like you said, in the 3 years they took to do it, that's an extraordinary time frame.
People don't understand how much time it takes to develop a car. They made it look too easy, right? But that meant that they weren't home with their families. They weren't doing the Little League games. I mean, there was total dedication by thousands of people.
Sacrifice.
A lot of sacrifice. And they were doing it for two things. It's kind of fun. You talk to them. They did it because it was helping the company, saving the company, and doing that. But if you talk to them, they also felt like they were doing something good for the planet. It's kind of a neat thing. It's really something we want to build off of.
And then another layer to it all is they kept this all going while GM went through bankruptcy. I mean, they never lost their focus.
It's true. And I've had people from other car companies locally actually say, we're really glad this happened. They're really glad that we did this here in Detroit, in Michigan, in the United States. It's a good reflection for all of us. I mean, it's a good thing for all of us.
It really is. And then you've got more news here, too, with the Sonic.
Yeah. You know, and the Sonic is something it's a world car. We call it Aveo in other countries. We're going to call it Sonic here. it's pretty exciting. I mean, this is a car that we think will give us a real competitive car in a segment that that we have not done well in ever. Wait, let me say. Yeah, that'd be ever.
Yeah, that'd be ever. That's right.
And then you tack that with the Cruise, again, another segment we've not done well with ever.
Yeah.
Right. So here's two cars in a segment that is right in the middle of what could be a bad fuel
If
year.
the price of gas goes up.
We have an answer. Something that's very effective. Did you see my boss making fun of me behind the scenes over there?
No.
Royce, over there. Look at him. Trying to make faces. Good, thanks. When we're live.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Thanks for that. I appreciate that, boss.
So you guys are having fun in this company.
You know what? My wife said the other day, she looks at me, she said, "You've never had more fun in the job ever." And I said, "No," and it feels good because I feel like two things. We're helping the company. At the same time, we feel like we're helping the country, getting this thing back together. There's a real thing going on here. It's a very passionate thing, and everybody's kind of driven by that.
I love seeing the president trying to throw you off on camera doing a live interview.
He does that in every meeting I go to, trust me.
But see, to me, that's a good sign of the feeling, the vibe that's inside of GM right now.
I'm fairly new, but I understand that this is fairly new to the organization too. It wasn't like this before, from what I get.
Yeah.
No, but we're trying hard and we work hard. And not only are we doing it here, we're doing it with Cadillac. I mean, I don't know if you've been over there, but we got a great car that we're going to go racing. We're excited about that.
Yeah.
It's fun for us to take the CTSV out to the Nürburgring and take on the German competition. I mean, when was the last time you saw a Cadillac go to Nürburgring and beat Mercedes-Benz and BMW at their own game? That's exciting.
That's totally exciting, and doing it with the coupe too, right?
Yeah.
That it's just such a design statement.
It's a nice car for us. You know, we did very well with that. That car came out in September. We've sold 5,500 cars. Almost 20% of those have been CTSVs, which is shocking to us. That was not a number we expected. So we're pretty happy with those results. All very positive.
And go back to the Cruise a minute too, because that thing has really picked up in sales. Last month, I think you did about 10,000 units or something like that.
Mostly retail. I mean, that was 95% retail. So we're very happy with that. It started, more important, that's the sales. You should have seen what was going on online. It was one of the most shopped cars online during December. So we actually know that had a lot to do with the Volt. The Volt was driving a lot of that. So the Volt's becoming a great halo for the brand, great